If you have ever encountered a service animal, most people know what service animal the words mean, but they don't know what an actual service animal does, what they can be used for, or how to behave around them. Comparatively, a service animal is like a wheelchair. It is there to help aid an individual with a disability. The definition of a service animal is a dog that is individually trained to work or perform tasks for the benefit of an individual with a disability. They have to undergo many hours of training. It's an extensive amount of training. The animal is individually trained for a specific person. They are required to be obedient and service the person's disability in many ways. They can alert owners, open doors, pick things up, and shut off lights. They detect chemical imbalances, and the most important job they do is alert the owner when an episode is about to occur. There are many tasks that a service animal provides, but it all depends on the type of disability that the individual has. A disability does not have to be a physical disability. It can be emotional, sensory, psychological, or physical. Different disabilities that commonly have a service animal to aid are diabetes, epilepsy, PTSD, seizures, anxiety, depression, blindness, and even something as simple as food allergies. An individual with a disability is at risk for an episode to occur at all times. They rely heavily on their service animal to be alert and paying attention. If the dog is distracted, this could potentially cause serious harm to the individual with a disability, so there should be no distraction for the dog. Therefore, there are some do's and don'ts on how to behave when encountering a service animal. Do ignore the dog. Do ask to pet the dog, but only when it's appropriate. Don't stop to ask to pet the dog if it's in the middle of class or if the owner looks busy or something like that. But if the owner's just walking around or something and you feel like it's appropriate, you can ask. If the owner says no, respect it. Say thank you and walk away. Don't make a big deal out of it or ask why or anything like that. They're there to do a job. Do not pet the dog without the handler's consent. If the handler's not paying attention, it is not okay to walk up to the dog and start petting him. Do not stare and make noises at the dog to try to grasp the dog's attention. We get they're cute and fluffy, but don't try to distract them. Basically, if you wouldn't do it to a wheelchair, don't do it to a service animal. We require heavily on our service animals and hope that people are respectful enough to not distract them and not make a big deal about having one. They're not just a pet dog or something fluffy to look at and call out to. They're our support, our aid, and our health relies on them. Service animals are there to aid an individual with a disability. They go through extensive training for that specific disability. There are many common disabilities that are assisted with the help of a service animal. They are working constantly, and they are our main support system for the handler. So they should not be distracted. They are part of our everyday lives and allow us to get out and do things on our own and have the freedom and ability to be independent. This is what a service animal does for a person with a disability.